Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. How's it going? If you've never tuned in before, and I know we've already given you a great live this morning, y'all are probably going, why is Amy popping on here? Well, here's the deal. I love Fridays. I love the fact that we're getting ready to celebrate the weekend, but it's also an opportunity to be able to start thinking about what are we going to be able to be making over the weekend. Most of us, we work. And Saturdays and Sundays are a real opportunity for us to be able to think about things that we want to be able to make, how we want to be able to decorate our homes. And so I get excited. So, all right, I've got my laptop sitting here. I'm going to scroll it just a little bit. I want to be able to see if I can see your comments. And so as you pop on here, say, hey, y'all know when I go rogue and I do a Facebook Live, I always give away stuff. So I want you to just watch what we're doing, be able to share the video, tag 3 friends. If you share the video, tag 3 friends, guess what? We are going to be giving away a maker box. So if you're not familiar with our maker box, we do these 4 times a year, and our holiday box is always the best. Because the great thing about it is we have projects in here. We've got the surfaces, everything from being able to make pillows, Christmas cards, tea towels, custom ribbon, everything. Guys, it is chocked full, no pun intended. I want to just be able to show you. Now, mine looks a little ratty because it was shipped to me. Look at this. So when you get the box, and I will tell you, the FedEx man delivered this, and it's like, it's Christmas for a creative, for someone that just loves, as I say, craft a beautiful life. There's nothing more fun than getting one of these boxes. The cool thing is, they're $99, but they're over $185 value because you get your inks, your ceramic paint, your chalk art, your inks, your brushes, etching cream. I've got cards. We're getting ready to make custom cards, ornaments, tea towels, pillows, everything. It's all in there. So that way you don't have to go searching for things. And here's the other thing that I love about this. I'm going to set this down because I want you to see. A lot of times you'll watch a Facebook Live or you'll see the gals, our amazing contributors on here doing projects, but you're like, I don't quite remember. I don't want to go back and I don't want to watch that video. We have included these great recipe cards for you. So it's literally like a recipe card, like if you were going to be cooking. It's got your hero shot on the front. It's got the supplies that you need to be able to do it. And then look, on the back of it, it's got your step-by-step recipes. So there's no way that you can fail this. If this is a situation where you're watching and you're like, oh my gosh, I've seen her on here. I've seen all these cute gals and all the great projects that they're doing, and you want to be able to step into the world of crafting a beautiful life, then this is it. So when does the box ship? Great question. All right, so if y'all don't know, our studio is a lot like an elf's workshop. We hand make and hand pour and hand put together all these little containers that you see that go in here for you to be able to have an incredible experience. And I know that they're shipping the boxes within just a few days. I will tell you, when we first launched these, it went crazy. We had so many orders, which makes us so happy because we're going to have all these gals all over the country doing great projects. But we want to make sure to put all the ingredients in there together, so they should ship within a week. So I want you to feel the comfort of being able to order it and know that your box is going to be coming to you. So, all right, so today I want to show you one of my favorite things to do. And I've got my handy dandy cameraman next to me. Hey, Cynthia, I'm so glad you're watching for the first time. Welcome to a maker's studio. This is going to be your new favorite place. All right, hey, LaDonna, as you pop on here, guys, say hey, tell me where you're tuning in from. And I want to be able to just love on you and know that, you know, we always say we're just a tribe we have sisters all over the world. We just have different mothers, but we all love making beautiful things. It brings us joy. It's one of those things that too, we get to then enjoy the bragging rights. So, hey, LaDonna from Texas. All right, Jean, my favorite cameraman, go on and turn this down for me. And I'm gonna skirt this. I'm just in my kitchen. Here we go. We're gonna go on and turn this down. So that way I wanna make sure that you can see exactly what it is that I'm gonna be showing you. As most of you, I work in my kitchen the majority of the time. All right, there we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let me go over with you what we're gonna be doing today. So I've got my box over here. I've got my recipe cards, and I've got it set out. I actually wanna be able to make cards. So if you go into your maker box, there is a holiday greeting card, recipe card, and several examples. And then we've got our step outs as far as how you can do it. So I'm gonna show you a little bit different way, only because y'all know me. I love being able to just kind of raise your level of connoisseurship when you're crafting and you're making things. And so in the kit, you're gonna have 4 of these really high-end, high-quality cards. The thickness is really, really thick. I love the color too. They're kind of an ivory color. And so that way they're gonna go with anything. If you get something too white, they'll have a tendency to me to look kind of garish. So I like just having something that's just this really pretty pale bone color. And it looks great for any holiday. It's just really, really elegant. All right, so I've pulled one apart like this, and most of them fold down. Now here's my suggestion. When I'm doing a holiday card, and I don't know if y'all have seen them lately, oh my word, they are so expensive. Somebody had shared with me that they paid $11 for one card. And I thought, that's highway robbery. And the thing is, people want to hear what's going on with you in your life. So here's my suggestion. Let's make a beautiful card on the front, which we've got a great stencil that we can do that with. But then when we open it up like this, guys, let's start dear. Let's start up here. Let's fill this thing up with all kinds of writing of, like, the kids, you know, Sam graduated from high school. Amanda has started college. Hey babe, do me a favor. Can you grab that picture over there of us? And then I would say, just make it simple for you. Include a photograph that you've taken throughout the year. Because, I mean, guys, everybody wants to see a picture of that new grandbaby, or they want to be able to see a picture from your family. This was a picture that Jean and I took at a wedding in August. And while it's not the greatest picture that we've ever taken, I think Mr. Gene Howard looks pretty great. But pop in a photograph. When you write out this letter, pop in a photograph here. And so that way it's allowed them to stay in touch with you, and they see everything that has happened during the year with you guys. So, all right, so let me show you how I like doing this. Now, in your maker box, that we're going to put a link below that will allow you to be able to purchase the maker box. The video keeps freezing. Uh-oh. I wonder, I'm just now seeing that comment, Cynthia. All right, let me see. Hopefully I'm watching it, and maybe check your internet and see, because I'm watching it right here, trying to make sure that we're good to go. All right, so in this adorable little bag, this is something that you could keep. Maybe we need to do something with these for Valentine's Day. Wouldn't that be fun? So inside that bag, you're gonna see 4 things. I've got my gold metallic ink, I've got my green ink, and then my red ink. So these are my perfect Christmas colors. And I've got a spreader. Now what I like to do with these spreaders, I like to cut them. So you can just cut them with any regular scissors. And I'm gonna cut this down so I've got like several different sizes. And it allows me to be able to get in and around when I'm working with smaller stencils. So I'm gonna just make me a little bit smaller one here. So that way you can cut those down. All right, the other thing you're gonna see in your box that we're gonna be working with today is just a regular artist brush. Now you're gonna notice it's got a plastic tubing over it, and you're gonna notice it's real stiff. You do not want to stick this brush when you start to use it directly into your ink. It's best to go on and just take a little bit of water and put it in water. And you're like, why, Amy? Because there's size in here. They've put size in the brush because this is a natural bristle brush. And so you could poke yourself. So I'm just gonna put this in some water, press it down, and then that makes the brush to where it's nice and soft and easy to work with. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. We're gonna use that in just a minute. And the stencil that I'm gonna be working with today is our Merry and Bright. I love this one because it's got all these great, just kind of, to me, very inviting pictures of our homes and beautiful Christmas trees and snowflakes, and it allows you to be able to create a saying that you want to be able to put on the card. Now, the other thing that you're going to notice, if you've never tuned in before, that, well, hey, Brett, I just saw your comment. I know, did you order it? So it's going to be so fun. When you get it, I promise, it's the biggest treasure trove of happies that you're going to have gotten in a long, long time. All right, so you're going to notice as we're working on this. So as you pop on here, guys, say hey. My name is Amy Howard, and I am dubbed the Mother Maker here at A Maker Studio. And I'm showing you how to make some Christmas cards with our brand new Maker Box. So if you go to the link below, you want to get it. I will tell you guys, when these sell out, they're out. So not to create any sense of urgency, but we only have these stencils that you see. You cannot buy on a Maker Studio or anywhere else for that matter. They're only available in the Maker Box. They're very, very special, and they go along with all of the projects that we have that we're going to be doing in here. All right, so you notice on these stencils that you've got these lines. And so basically those are cut lines, and it allows you to be able to just cut along here to be able to use it. I don't want you to feel like you've got to work with the entire stencil. It becomes way too cumbersome. And this allows you to be able to just cut them and use them individually like this. So I'm going to set this aside. I will tell you as a rule, I will keep the backing that my stencil comes in, and I'll also keep the bag. So you'll notice I took it off before we went live. All of our stencils come in these little bags that are kind of resealable, and use this card backing and put your stencil back in here. That way it keeps them separated and really nice and easy to work with. All right, so before I put that away, I'm going to place this on here, and this is part of the enjoyment of it, of being able to see, okay, positioning where I'm going to have my card, and then I want to be able to have a saying. So I'm going to say, I'm going to pull out Happy Holidays. I love the fonts on all of these. The cool thing about it is with this stencil, you've also got snowflakes and our little winter birds, and then Happy New Year. So you could also make a Happy New Year card with the same stencil out of this amazing Maker Box. All right, so if you've not worked with our stencils before, guys, they are, I'm gonna move these out of the way. They are reusable. So all you have to do is rinse them when you're finished, and then lay them upwards as far as the adhesive side. You'll notice there's also a backing on the back of these stencils, and that's because they have adhesive. So I'm just going to pull this apart. Those of you that maybe you've worked with maybe Cricuts or things before, you will never be able to get the detail. Can you see the detail out of this? It almost looks like wood cutting. It is absolutely mind-blowing. And so you see the negative space, wherever it's clear, that's where our ink is going to go through. This is one of those things to me that if you are not artistic, this is going to make you look and feel like an artist. Now, what I do want to do, I want to make sure that I've done this evenly on either side. Now, I've noticed I've got a little bit more room on this side than the left, so I'm just going to lift this up, and here's the beauty of the stencils. They are repositionable on paper. So I'm just going to lay this down again. I want to make sure that I get that pretty even. If you wanted to, you could just have a little ruler. That would make it a lot easier. And then take your finger and press it down. You want to make sure that you don't have any air bubbles underneath it, guys. This is so easy to do. I promise. You're gonna get addicted. If you can get addicted to anything, let's get addicted to crafting and making things. And now I'm going to lay this Happy Holidays right in between the negative space between the base of my stencil and the bottom of my card, like this. And I do apologize for working upside down, because I know that makes it a lot harder on some of you guys to be able to see that. All right, so I'm now looking at it, and I'm deciding what I want to be able to do, how the colors are going to work. This is one of those things for me personally. I could sit all day long and make these. And I know, is it not the best? LaDonna, is this not getting to be the best crafting weather? Now, I am in Florida right now, so it's kind of toasty. But it's still, when we've got rainy days, one of the first things I love to do is, one of my favorite things to make is our cards, truly. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of my gel ink out of this container. Now, because you do get an artist brush in it, I'm gonna take this, offload it, dab it just a little bit with my paper towel. And I can take a little bit out with my artist brush like this. I'll use a plate that I can just throw in the dishwasher. The ink is not going to mess this up. Now, a lot of you might go, well, Amy, I thought like the ceramic paint would stick to it. We're dealing with ink this morning. We're not doing ceramic paint. You do have ceramic paint in the maker box, and it will allow you to be able to make some adorable custom plates, mugs, and all that type thing. But I am working with ink. So the reason I'm putting this on my plate is I'm just wanting to be able to get it kind of evenly distributed in my brush. That allows me to be able to have more success. Here's the other thing. While I may work with the spreader that I cut up earlier, if you were just now tuning in, I like working with a brush. I just have to work a little bit quicker because it will allow me to be able to get over into this area like next to this house because I'm focused on my trees. So I'm gonna just go on and start applying this ink. So see how the point of this artist brush allows me to really be able to get over into the detail, where if I was working with a spreader, it might make it a little bit more difficult. Oh my gosh, Kathy, I'm so excited to see what you've been making. That's so exciting. Now guys, if you don't know, we have a Facebook page. It's called Crafting a Beautiful Life. And it's all about you being able to go on there and none of us, we have the most beautiful tribe, but not to brag, but we say, enjoy the bragging rights. It's like to show something to somebody else to where you can say, look what I did. You can do it too, and it's so easy, and maybe encourage them. Now, one of the things I think you'll notice is I'm going outside of where the negative space is on my tree. That is okay, because that area is blocked out. It's not going to affect your card at all. Now, the other thing I want you to do, because there's not a lot of pressure, I want you to work fairly quickly because I don't want the ink to dry in my stencil. So we've got a little bit of working time here, but I'm just gonna speed this up. It's a situation where if the phone rings, you're just gonna have to tell them, I'm gonna have to call them back because I don't want your ink drying in your stencil. Guys, as you pop on here, please say hey. I am so excited to see you on this beautiful Friday morning, wherever you are in the country. That's why I love y'all saying, hey, Amy, I'm from Texas. Hey, Amy, I'm from California. So I'm just continuing to work my way around. The cool thing about it is, this is what's so fun. I can lay in the green on my trees, and I can come back after I take my stencil up and lay in maybe some gold ornaments. Wouldn't that be fun? So see how it's kind of shadowing around. Help me, Hannah. I just got some stuff on my card. All right. Now I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna get a little bit of red. I'm gonna take out some of my gold. Again, I just like working on a plate. Probably goes back to art school. And I'm gonna go on and lay in just this metallic gold. Guys, if you've not worked with our metallic gold before, it is so gorgeous. It's so easy to apply. And here's the fun thing. The inks that I'm working with on our paper can also be used on fabric. You just want to make sure that if you're making Christmas t-shirts for your family to be able to wear, you want to make sure that you allow the ink to dry in the fabric and then heat it with your iron. You just want to allow it to sit overnight. And then when I'm washing it from there on, I will turn it inside out and throw it in the washing machine, and I keep it out of the dryer. But the same ink that we're using to make our cards, you can use to make Christmas t-shirts for everybody. Our kids, even when they got older, I don't know about y'all, but on Christmas morning, they would come over in their pajamas. And I think that made it so much fun, even when they were grown with their own kids. All right, so I'm gonna go on And at the upper right hand or the upper left hand corner, or just kind of pull that up. And as I'm holding down my card, I'm just pulling this across like this. Look at that, the detail. Does that not blow y'all away? So beautiful. Now look at this. The stencil, the inks are still in the stencil. All I need to do is take this over to the sink, and I'm gonna rinse it with cool water, and then I'm gonna lay it adhesive side up like this to be able to dry. Do not set it on a paper towel or anything that has fibers in it, because it will get into and embed in the back of the adhesive. And so you just want to be able to, there you go. You want to be able to make sure that it's dry good, and then put it back into its little package. All right, so I've got my water over here, and I'm cleaning out my brush. And I'm going to come in down to the bottom, and I'm going to use red to be able to do my happy holidays. Allows me to work. Got just a little bit of water in my brush. I'm just noticing, make sure that you don't have too much water in your brush, because it'll make the ink too thin. It's really hard. Look at me. It's really hard. I'm standing up and I'm talking, and I can tell I need to be able to be concentrating so I don't get my flubbubs. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick in just a minute. Pull that across, there we go. Now, one thing you'll notice, now here again, the same thing, I'm gonna rinse this in my sink, but now look what I did. Look at this. I got green ink on my hand, and so what happened, I got green ink on the bottom of my card. But now what I'm gonna do, this isn't messed up at all, I'm gonna allow this to dry, and then you can take magic eraser. I can do it now, a lot of you Mr. Clean magic erasers. I can also take it, I've got a X-Acto knife, and I can just come in and clip that off of the fibers of the paper. Right now, I'm just gonna go boom, look, don't you love it? But now here, I want you to see something else. I'm gonna clean my brush out really quickly. And then after this has dried, I can come back with the tip of my brush. I'm gonna point it just a little bit again. Pull that brush to the tip. After you clean these brushes, guys, make sure that you store them upright, because that way they'll keep a nice point to them. You don't want to stick your brush down into the bottom of a cup, and because that way it's going to be flat. You always want to make sure that you take your brush and you make it really straight again like that. All right, so I'm going to dip this into my red, and I want you to see what I'm talking about. So after this is dry, I can come back and just lay in some little ornaments in red and gold all over my trees. Isn't that fun? It's so easy. You want to make sure with your composition that you don't overdo them, because we don't want to take our eye away from the details on the house. But it'll have a tendency, if you add these little ornaments, it'll push your eye to the outside of the card to where you can see it just a little bit easier. If you wanted to, you could come back and even take a little bit of gold and maybe put a star at the top of the tree. It's so easy to work with. Guys, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna turn this around because I know y'all are like, well, Amy, you're working upside down. That's my little flubub. I'm holding my finger over that because I want you to see it. But guys, this is one of the easiest, most fun ways to be able to make your cards for the holidays, and then turn it over and have it to where, as we were saying earlier, write out that note. I want to know what all happened with your family, and then come back and put in a photograph that you love of your family to be able to update them where you guys are at. And I think that's a beautiful way of staying in touch with people that you love, and you don't have to send them expensive gifts. You've made them a beautiful card. So if I can have my cameraman just kind of raise this up, I want to just tell everybody, all right, there you are. There you are. Okay, so I know, Cheryl, do you not love this box? Hey, girl. Oh my gosh, I'd love to give you a hug. But I just wanted to be able to touch base with everybody, let you know the maker box that we have right now for the holidays. I think it's one of my favorites that we've ever done. I think we've outdone ourselves. We have an amazing team at Amy Howard at Home and a maker studio, and all of the surfaces, all of the tea towels and the pillows and the ornaments, everything that you get in the box is going to allow you to be able to just almost hibernate and make all these amazing things to be able to make the holidays that much more enjoyable and that much more beautiful. So go to the link below. You can get the maker box. If you share this video and tag 3 friends, your name is going to go in for a drawing, and we're going to give one of these away. And Brett, I will share the first 2 weeks we did a pre-launch, and you may have ordered the box in the pre-launch. And so the pre-launch was part of getting the boxes out. The boxes are shipping daily, and so you should have it within a week. So your box is going to probably arrive any day. They will send you an automatic tracking number, so that way you can go in and it will let you know when it's going to arrive at your door. So let's make some beautiful cards, write some beautiful letters to great friends all over the country, and reconnect with people. I think it's an opportunity, again, just to be able to let our friends know what's going on in our lives and stay connected in a beautiful way by making our own cards. Stay tuned. Next week, I'm gonna show you how to be able to make some gorgeous ornaments for your tree that you might wanna be able to even put on your kitchen counter and make it really easy and fun to be able to add to that little tree all during the holidays. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Mwah! Have a fantastic weekend.